What's up YouTube? I'm here to do my recap for UFC 183. So the first fight, Thiago Alves versus Andy Enns. Not much to talk about. Thiago Santos, threw a body kick and just finished him with some strikes. It was really quick. It was only like a minute or two long. Next fight was Ildemar Alcantara. And this fight was what I thought it was going to be. I thought Ildemar was the better striker and the bigger guy, and he was just going to be able to just be the bigger, better striker, and that's what he did, and he won by split decision. I didn't think it was that close. I thought he clearly won it 2 rounds to 1, and even the first round, in my opinion, could have won either way. The Diego Brandao fight never happened because Jimmy Hennis got sick. So next was Rafael Natal versus Tom Watson, and this fight was pretty good. I don't know what Tom Watson was doing. I thought he was the better striker going into the fight, but he really was throwing really short strikes and not trying to close the distance very good. I think he was just waiting for Natal to come in and trade with him, like hooks and stuff, but Natal never did. He just stayed on the outside and was able to just pick him apart the whole fight. So it was an easy win for Natal, in my opinion. I think he was just able to stay on the outside and not get hit with any big shots. Next was John Lineker versus Ian McCall, and this is something I really wanted to talk about, is with Tyron Woodley versus Kelvin Gastelum. I thought Kelvin Gastelum won that fight, but I think they gave it to Tyron because of the weight difference, because one judge actually scored that fight 30-27, and there's no way Tyron won that last round, so the only thing that I can think of is they gave Tyron that fight because of the big weight difference. To me, I don't know why that didn't happen for this fight, because I thought the third round was pretty close up until the very end, and then they all scored it for Lineker, but to me it's like, why didn't they do that? You know what I mean? Why didn't Ian McCall get the win but Tyron Woodley got the win? When, I thought Ian McCall did lose, but I thought it was closer than the Woodley fight. With the Woodley fight, I thought Kelvin clearly won. I thought he won round 1 and 3. So I didn't think it was close at all. And this fight, I thought it was 1-1, and then the third round was pretty close. I thought Lineker closed stronger, and that's why he probably won it. But still, you know what I mean? I don't understand why both fights. It wouldn't have bothered me at all if both fights ended up like that. But one fight, the guy that missed weight by a whole lot got the win, and then another fight, which in my opinion was not as close. I thought Kelvin clearly won it 2 rounds to 1. Went to the other guy. So this is weird. Next was Derek Brunson versus Ed Herman, and it was a quick fight. It was only 30 seconds long. Derek Brunson hit him with an overhand right and knocked him out. Dropped him and just hit him with follow-up strikes. Next was Miesha Tate versus Sarah McMahon, and I agree with the judge that gave this fight a draw, because I thought Sarah McMahon won the first round. I thought she was winning the whole second round up until the last minute, and then I thought Miesha Tate kind of did better, but I don't think that was enough for Miesha Tate to steal the round, because it's not like she dropped her or anything. She hurt her, and Sarah McMahon got a takedown, and then she almost got a submission, but you know what I mean? It's not like she devastated her. That's why I thought the second round was a 10-10 round, and I thought Miesha won the third. So the one judge who scored it a draw, I agree with. I didn't think Miesha won the fight, though. I don't think, you lose a whole round and you don't, you almost get a guillotine and you hurt her with an overhand right. It's, I thought it was a draw. I agree with the draw, the person that gave that second round a 10-10. Next was Thiago Alves versus Jordan Mein, and this fight was really weird because the first round, Jordan Mein was just lighting Thiago up, and then the second round, Thiago just landed a body kick super early and finished him. So, I don't know, maybe Thiago just needed to get the ring rust out, or maybe he just got lucky. We'll see in his next fight, It was a good win. I'm just saying he didn't look very good in that first round, and then the second round he just landed a nice body kick. So, good win. We'll see in his next fight, though. Next was Thales Leites versus Tim Boetsch, and what I thought was going to happen did. I think Tim Boetsch's gas tank is not very good, and I don't think he's the greatest fighter ever. I think he just kind of has good power, and he's confident in his abilities overall, but he's not the greatest overall fighter, and I think Thales Leites, like I said, is on his second win, and got a good finish. Next was Ali Quinto versus Joe Lauzon, and this was, in my opinion, one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen. To me, when a guy's standing and moving and putting his guard up and trying to not get hit, and you stop the fight, that's That's horrible. I mean, you know, Czech Congo was even worse in that fight with Pat Barry, and they let that fight go on. With this, Joe Lauzon was hurt, but he was moving and he had his guard up, and you know, I think this is probably worse than. This has got to be one of the worst stoppages I've ever seen. I don't like it when they stop fights when guys are standing and moving and trying to recover. You know, he was definitely hurt and he was definitely losing, but I think there's a difference between a guy who's finished and a guy who's trying to recover and doing stuff to try to survive. You know, next was Woodley versus Gastelum, but like I said, I thought it was 2-1 for Kelvin. I didn't think that fight was close, and they gave it to Woodley, and I think that's because of the missed weight. And you know, I don't understand why Ian McCall didn't get the win for the same reason. I think John Lineker had a huge advantage fighting at bantamweight. Basically, to me, if you're weighing at 130 or more, you're fighting at the next weight class. Same thing with Kelvin. Kelvin was fighting at middleweight basically. So, you know, I didn't understand why the decisions went the way they did for both those fights, because it seemed like for the Lineker fight they were just gonna base it on who won the fight, not if he overweighed. And then for the Gastelum fight, they just gave it to Tyron because of the weight thing, in my opinion. So, next was Nick Diaz versus Anderson Silva. And as far as I thought Nick Diaz won everything, I agree with Nick Diaz. I think Anderson Silva was moving away the whole fight, and I didn't think Anderson Silva, I didn't think he devastated Nick. I think Nick's face is just easier to cut up because he's been hit more. So when Nick Diaz gets cut, that to me isn't really anything. You know, I agree with what Nick said. He was moving forward the whole fight. You look at the percentage of who was moving forward more aggressively. It was Nick. Like 80% of every single round, he was moving forward. And when they showed the strikes after every round, Anderson Silva was only like a couple strikes ahead. So I thought Nick won every single round. This is my opinion, but I don't agree with. I thought the 50-45 should have went to Nick. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.